have to do this. You know that, right?
After all we've been through. Everything that I've done. It can't be for nothing.
Tense is a good word to describe The Last of Us and my first experience of playing it. I'm Ian Higton from Eurogamer, and I was recently lucky enough to get my hands on a preview demo of The Last of Us, Naughty Dog's highly anticipated tale of zombified mushroom men.
Don't worry. I got this.
Split into two sections, Lincoln and Pittsburgh. The first part, Lincoln, starts off slowly by plonking our hero Joel and his NPC sidekick Ellie, a foul-mouthed 14-year-old, into a scene of natural beauty. This small forested area is bursting with wildlife, and as I looked around, the vivid green leaves on the trees and the knee-high blades of grass cast dancing shadows over the landscape. It was at this point in the proceedings that my girlfriend walked into the room and said, "What's this? It looks real," but in a less manly voice. And she was right, this has to be one of the best looking games I've seen on any current gen console. It's not often nowadays that a game will have me stopping at multiple points just to admire the view, but just like Ellie, who having been born in a quarantine zone and as such had never set foot in such a place, I was staring around in awe at the surroundings. What followed next was a rudimentary pick-up plank, lay plank across gap, then walk across gap puzzle, followed by a couple of short but scary confrontations with some of The Last of Us's creepy clicker-type enemies. Then I found myself in the middle of a deserted Lincoln, abandoned cars and shops covered with rust and weeds that 20 years of desertion will provide.
This place is very quaint.
Quaint.
Well, I don't know. I mean, how would you describe it?
Empty.
Yeah, that would be another way.
It's another chance to soak up the apocalyptic atmosphere, to explore and to get to know the characters. Joel, always on watch and alert, scavenging for supplies, while Ellie, eyes full of wonder, stares at lost treasures from a time she never knew, like an old arcade machine or the records in a crumbling music store.
Man, this is kind of sad.
What is?
All this music that's just sitting here. No one's around to listen to it. I don't know. Doesn't seem right.
These quiet moments of museum-like exploration are relatively fleeting though, and it's not long until the tension returns when Joel is caught in a trap left by a fellow survivor, and while hanging upside down he must not only defend himself but Ellie too. It really is heart-pounding stuff, climaxing in a chase reminiscent of that bit in the original Dead Space where a necromorph chases you for the first time. Except this time there's about 30 of them and you've got a child to protect. Next up, I tried the Pittsburgh section, which was the polar opposite of the Lincoln level. Set in the confines of dilapidated shops and warehouses instead of the open areas of the Lincoln streets, the enemies this time round were humans. Bloodthirsty, possibly cannibalistic survivors intent on murdering Joel and Ellie, just because that's what life had become for them now. It was a chance for The Last of Us to show off its brutal combat, which at first was incredibly challenging. Once I worked out how to hide in the shadows and to listen, which effectively lets you see enemies through walls, I became the hunter rather than the hunted, stalking my attackers, flanking them and pouncing on them as they rounded corners. This mixture of hiding and waiting before working up the nerve to chance an attack worked really well, and again Naughty Dog managed to create just the right atmosphere to make the situation feel believable.
Get ready, asshole! I got you! Strike this asshole! What the hell?
Fuck.
There were also chances to craft weapons and level up skills, but these seemed standard stuff and nothing hit me as hard as just how well realised the world and its characters seemed to be. As a big fan of survival horror experiences and story-driven adventures over dumbed-down action games, my time with The Last of Us has only made my anticipation for the game grow. I can't wait to stalk the shadows again, but this time in bigger, badder extended playthroughs, and as such, anyone with access to the May 31st demo, which comes exclusively to the those who bought God of War Ascension should be getting pretty damn excited right now.
Look.
Fucking hunters. See, this could have been us.
I'll be bringing you more The Last of Us coverage in the coming weeks, as well as a live stream or two close to its release, so make sure all you fun guys give Eurogamer a subscribe by clicking on that on-screen annotation. See what I did there? Fun guys? Because the zombies are like fungusy mushroom infected dudes? Yeah, comedy genius me.